So here's the sample essay with my comments and annotations to help you see how all of the different parts that are required of your essay actually are used by Ms. Clark. And again, this was not written for me. This was a paper that I found online. And I have added things in italics that help match it to what I'm asking you to do. So if you'll see again at the top, I've reminded you of the MLA structure of how you're supposed to lay out your paper. But let's actually get into looking at the introduction. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to give us an attention getter that identifies the issue. So you'll see here, she says, a woman's work is never done. Many American women grow up with this saying and feel it to be true. So there is her attention getter. If you're a woman and you always feel like you have to work and there's never any downtime for you, that's obviously going to connect with you, right? The next thing she does is she identifies the author in the article, and then in the same sentence, she's also going to provide us with the author's claim being made in the article. You don't have to do this in one sentence, but you do need to do it in this order. So one such woman, author Jessica Gross. So notice one such woman is a nice transition that connects to a woman's work and American women in the previous sentence, right? So one such woman, author Jessica Gross, wrote Cleaning the Final Feminist Frontier, published in 2013 in the New Republic. So there's where she identifies the author, the title of the piece, and then she also gives us the publication and the date, right? Now notice she says author Jessica Gross. When you're dealing with authors in academic papers, the first time you mention them in your sentences, not in your parenthetical notations, but in your sentence, you give us the full author's name, and you would also include any credentials if it's relevant. So if Jessica Gross was a PhD, then we'd say author Dr. Jessica Gross or something like that, right? And then the second part of the sentence is where she gives us Gross's claim. And she argues that while men in our lives recently started taking on more of the childcare and cooking, cleaning still falls unfairly on women. So this is what Gross is arguing. The next section is going to be the summary of her argument, right? In her article, Gross first sets the stage by describing a specific scenario of house cleaning with her husband after being shut down in Hurricane Sandy. And then she outlines the uneven distribution of cleaning work in her marriage and draws a comparison to the larger feminist issue of who does the cleaning in a relationship. Gross continues by discussing some of the reasons that men do not contribute to cleaning. The praise for a clean house goes to the woman. Advertising and media praise men's cooking and childcare, but not cleaning. And lastly, it's just not fun. Right, so notice again, she doesn't give us a whole lot of details. She just gives us the structure of the different sections that Gross talks about, right? And now she's going to give us what are the conclusions that the author comes to. Possible solutions to the problem, Gross suggests, include making a chart of who does which chores, dividing up tasks based on skill and ability, accepting a dirtier home, and making cleaning more fun with gadgets, right? So this again is what Gross identifies. Now I have added this stuff here in italics, that is that statement that I want you to incorporate about why is rhetorical analysis important, right? So you can see here, in making arguments, authors use appeals such as the rhetorical triangle to convince their readers to believe them and or to change their minds. If authors incorporate logical fallacies or use propaganda to dishonestly manipulate readers, then they undermine their own argument and might miss a chance to change people's views, right? Now the last thing is your claim, or here's Clark's claim about the quality of Gross's argument. Gross begins building her credibility with personal facts and reputable sources, citing convincing facts and statistics, and successfully employing emotional appeals. However, toward the end of the article, her attempts to appeal to readers' emotions weaken her credibility and ultimately her argument. So notice there is nothing here about arguing whether Gross is right or wrong on this issue of women cleaning. It's all about the argument that she's made and where are the strengths and weaknesses.